welcome back. Warfare has always had two aspects, fighting or deception. And nothing's new. Look at this. This is an inflatable tank. How amazing. But it's very special.
Obyčejným pohledem, pokud nemám v ruce dalekohled, tak už z nějakých 150-200 metrů nejsem schopný rozlišit pouhým okem, jestli se jedná o skutečnou techniku nebo o návnadu.
The company put a small engine to keep the tank inflated exactly where the engine of a real tank would be, to make it look like it has a real infrared signature to add to its deception.
Umět oklamat na 3 úrovních, nejenom na optické, to, co vidíme, nebo co jsme schopni vidět z dálky dalekohledem nebo z dronu, ale hlavně musí umět oklamat na úrovni tepelné, respektive infračervené, a na úrovni radarových snímků.
Deception really works. For every missile that hits a rubber tank, you've really gained an advantage for no cost. Another wonderful company in Ukraine, in fact a Ukrainian steelworks who had design specialists, are building 3D replicas using polystyrene, bits of metal and wood to really look like real weapon systems. Here's some of their replicas. Wow, they're pretty good. But as you know, none of this is new. In fact, it all dates back to the Trojan Horse. I think the story goes when the Greeks were besieging the city of Troy, they gave the Trojans this gift. Even today, the name Trojan Horse applies to a piece of malware, a gift that somebody gives to you that then pops up with a surprise, a bad surprise. And we all know what happened with the Trojan Horse. It got dragged into the city, and in the night, soldiers appeared out of the belly of the horse, and they opened the gates. But I have a family connection to deception. Not me, my mum. She worked for the camouflage department in World War II. Many of her colleagues were leading contemporary British artists. They spent their time disguising factory roofs. I'd love to do a film and know more about the UK's World War II camouflage department. Who are the artists involved? If you know, get in touch. But while researching a film on radar, my next big project for you people, I discovered Operation Moonshine. During World War II at Bawdsey Manor, the radar development people didn't just work on RDF, radio direction finding, they worked on navigation systems, but they did this amazing system called Moonshine. It produced ghost phantom airplanes. Oh, we've heard about that before on this channel. Here's a clip from a fabulous World War II film all about radar that mentions Moonshine and how it works. There's a link in the description to the whole film if you would like to watch it.
Moonshine was a pulse repeater equipment, which enlarged and lengthened echoes obtained on the Fryer system, thus simulating a large formation of aircraft. Moonshine, first used operationally in July 1942, was immediately successful. 3 fighters so fitted, causing the entire enemy fighter force in the Cherbourg area to become airborne. In 1941, a device later known as Window had been suggested to counter the enemy Würzburg 53 centimeter radar system. This device relied on the release by aircraft of strips of metallized paper foil, which produced resonant reflections highly confusing to the enemy's ground radar traces. Its operational employment was postponed, as it was foreseen that once used it would soon be imitated. But development continued, and in July 1943, Window was successfully employed in a heavy raid on Hamburg. Thereafter, Window became a normal accompaniment of every major raid.
I'm sure there's many examples of great deception in warfare, where one side tricks another. Around the time of the D-Day landings in World War II, the US Army pretended they had a whole battalion that didn't exist. To deceive the Germans, they built a fake camp, they produced fake messages. The US Army constantly included this fake battalion in radio messages. They even fitted loudspeakers in a field to confuse the Germans to think that there was tanks and men talking over the hedgerows. Really interestingly, a lot of people who worked on that project, the fake army, went on to work in sound design in Hollywood and in theatre. So you can see where my fascination has come from deception. I think it's a powerful tool, and it continues today. As you know, I think possibly some of the UAP sightings might be man-made and might in fact be countermeasures and deception. A device has been made to update Moonshine that does project a fleet of ghost airplanes onto enemies' radar. 1's real and 12 don't exist. And there's also pod countermeasures, a loyal wingman that's just a ghost plane that can mirror your movements but attracts the infrared incoming missile and misses you. So deception seems to be just as important as fighting. And I can see why. But what do I know? Not a lot. What do you know? Much more. Let's use the best aspects of social media to spread and share knowledge. So if you've researched or know or work in deception for warfare, get in touch, because of you, the truth will be out there.